For my last and final speech, I'd like to talk about the pandemic. Some of you may be confused due to the fact that it's a celebration speech. If anything, I should be talking about literally anything but the pandemic. Stay with me. Though the pandemic has brought a lot of terrible things, a lot of pain, a lot of loss, a lot of grief, I do believe there is some good to come out of it. When it all started back in the middle of March, I used to work nonstop, including my work at the Academy of Natural Sciences and my schoolwork at Community College of Philadelphia. At first, when it ended all abruptly, and I was told I needed to stay home, it seemed nice for a little bit, but I got really sick of it very quickly. Felt I was being unproductive. But after a while, I began to notice things. Problems I didn't know I had. Issues that I've ignored. The pandemic is terrible. However, some parts of it I feel we needed. If you really look at it, much like myself and many others, it was a time to reflect. I interviewed a couple people. John Hain and Erica Opie from Holy Family University. And they started telling me about their hobbies. Such as how Erica began to knit. And she noticed that when the pandemic happened, as terrible as it was for people to lose their jobs, her family started coming together. She started seeing her mom a lot more than she used to. She started making closer bonds. I mean, even from the very beginning, me and Erica would not be as close of friends as we are now if the pandemic didn't happen. John Hain, much like myself, started reevaluating his weight. Now, although he has been working out and has changed his eating habits, which I'm super proud of him for, I can only assume that he's been losing weight, as well as I have. I myself have lost about 15 pounds. Yes, thank you. Alright, you in the back, you're just brown nosing, knock it off. Jesus. Anywho, what I want you to take away is that the pandemic really shows some of the worst and some of the better parts of humans. If you really notice, a lot of the neighbors, although at a distance, still want to help. Still want to do things for the betterment of everyone. And I believe that that shows something that I could never quite figure out when I was working at the Academy of Natural Sciences or my other previous job when I was an animal caretaker. I couldn't understand why humans were so successful. I couldn't figure it out. What made them so special? What I want to celebrate is their resilience. The resilience of the human species. The fact that we can adapt to such a shift in our norms. It's remarkable. I've never seen any other animal act quite like it. So I think that we should appreciate what we've already done. We should be proud of overcoming a great obstacle. We are literally surviving a part of our history that is going to be told in textbooks later on in schools in the future. And that's kind of insane to think about. Like the Dust Bowl or the drought. I think we should celebrate who we are and the things that we've accomplished on the way. Be proud of yourself. You've done a fine job. This is Kevin D. Etheridge, signing off. Farewell.